All right, everybody, welcome back to Soundworks Gadgets. Today I'm checking out the Cambridge Soundworks Oontz Angle 3 Ultra. So recently I did the Angle 3 Shower Edition, and I said on that video that there's 172,000 positive ratings on Amazon, but this is a newer version. I said newer, it is newer. It is still a fairly old device, but it is hugely popular out there. Again, the box has almost no information on it, but it is a well-packaged product. This is definitely a heavier product than the Shower Edition. It has 40% more power than the Shower Edition. In the box, you get a USB-C charging cable, which is at least, 2022 compatible, in my opinion. That's good. And they include in here a 3.5mm adapter cable so that you can connect the Oontz to a device not using Bluetooth, which is super important if you want to connect it to your laptop to watch movies, because even in the manual they talk about the fact that you get a Bluetooth delay using this device if you are trying to listen to movies and synchronize audio to visual, audio to video. But using that cable, you won't have that delay. The Ultra also supports multiple speakers paired together, so you can listen in stereo mode. And again, with this cable, you connect to the master speaker, and it's explained in the very well documented user manual exactly how to go about doing that. I'm not going to go over the whole manual, but I will put up on the screen here just how to connect the left and right channel speakers together, because I think that's probably something people are really going to want to understand. And this is a 4th generation Ultra. Wow. Oontz Angle 3 Ultra 4th generation. That's a mouthful. But you just go in, let's just check out the user manual on how to get that accomplished. I don't have to, I can't do it, but this is really clearly documented if you want to use them in stereo mode. And you can connect up to 4 Oontz Ultras together, so that is really cool as well. This explains how to change it from left and right channel to some of the dual mode important notes, and this will explain how to set up surround mode, connecting 2, 3, or 4 ounces together, and that'll give you like ounce, 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 which sounds a little bit like beatboxing. Maybe that was their point in the first place. How does it compare to the previous version? All right, well, let's take a look. I've already mentioned that they're both IPX7 rated. They're both pretty small. The Oontz Ultra is bigger. Let's take a look at it side by side. Height-wise, you can also see that it is actually a taller device. It is a longer, wider device. It has 40% more power, like I mentioned, and that is going to give us a lot more volume. I'm going to take the original out. If you want to hear the original Angle 3 Shower, go to my previous video and check it out. But let's fire it up. Same song, Electro Fight by Quan. I can already tell you from a sound quality perspective, turn this down here a little bit. From a sound quality perspective, this has a little bit more bass. It has a lot more volume just in my testing of it so far without measuring the actual loudness of it. But I will continue to say these drivers are still fairly small. There's 2 drivers in there. Can't really see through the grill to see them anymore, but I can feel them. You've got that same passive radiator on the bottom, which is giving you a little bit of extra bass output. So we can go off in the comments and talk about a bass port versus a passive radiator speaker design. But this is a passive radiator design. Obviously, if they went with a ported design, they wouldn't be able to make it IPX7 waterproof. I'm going to give Oontz Ultra the same slap I did on the app as I did on the Shower Edition. The app just asks for too many permissions, and again, you don't really need it in order to access your Android Assistant. You just push the Bluetooth button and you'll bring up your Android Assistant. The Alexa button in the middle is not a button that I personally would ever need, and I think most people are either using Siri or Google for their assistants anyway. But let me know in the comments if you really think that Alexa feature is very helpful. All right, now let's do some instrumented testing. I think when we initially did this test on the Angle 3 Shower, we were about 6 inches away. This is set at 90 decibel sensitivity rating, and I'm just going to crank up the volume here and see. see what we get. It's considerably louder, I can already tell you that. Alright, cranking it up. Now I know that this is going to be hard to hear my voice, so I'm going to talk directly into this microphone. What's happening right now is that the bass is starting to distort just a little bit. Moving it back. That's over 12 inches. All right, so let me go over that sound test one more time. So at its max, the Oontz Ultra is, in my opinion, significantly louder than the original Oontz Angle 3 shower. It sounds better too. I can hear the mid-bass cleanly and clearly. I have played some songs with sub-bass, like some hip-hop songs, and this thing is rolling those frequencies off. It's not trying to reproduce them and distorting itself. It's literally just ignoring them. There's a crossover in here, and that crossover's job is to just say, you know, what do I do with the sound? If you had a woofer and a tweeter set up, the crossover would also say what frequencies to send to the woofer and what frequencies to send to the tweeter. But here, the crossover is actually acting to just ignore frequencies. It's got to be frequencies below about 70 or maybe even higher hertz. Because when I play a heavy bass song like Fifi, there's just nothing coming out of here on the sub-bass tones. So if that's the kind of music you're into and that's what you want to do, you're going to have to look for a bigger device. It's just physics, people, right? You can't get a device with 2.25 inch drivers maybe to produce those sub-bass frequencies. And again, 20 to 20,000 hertz is the full range of human hearing, and most people can't hear much higher than 15,000 hertz, but you can definitely feel 20 hertz. This speaker clearly isn't producing bass frequencies much lower than, like I said, I'm probably going to say in the 70s or 100 range, but it does sound good for what it is, and I have listened to it enough already to say that it is way louder. I think it would be cool to multi-connect it. I would definitely recommend this, even though it's a pretty old product. Like, I like it. I like that it's IPX7. I like how convenient it would be to just carry it around. I think that they've done a better job with the buttons this time around, where you've got that color, the colored buttons. My final recommendation is a strong yes for the Oontz 3 Ultra. I will say that I'd love to try the pairing in multiple surround modes with this. I don't know, maybe I'll try to make that happen by sending back my Oontz 3 Angle Shower Edition and getting another Ultra. But I also know that Cambridge Soundworks in the Oontz line has a Pro model, which is bigger, and it looks like it should compete with some of the other more expensive products like the JBL Flip line, but it's significantly cheaper in my opinion. So that may be another speaker that I go and check out pretty soon on my channel. But in the meantime, this was a quick video to let you know that pick up the Oontz 3 Angle Ultra. Use the links in the video description. And if you've gotten this far on watching the video, thank you very much. Click that subscribe button, stay safe, and see you next time on So Zen's Gadgets.